right, we are pulling up to the auction house now. We're about 30 minutes early. See if I can, ooh, I don't like this parking lot. Oh boy. They've got an outdoor area. I don't generally go out there because it is usually junk. Quite a lot of people here, usually are. This is a larger auction house. Ooh, do I want to park in between these two trailers? Oh boy. Might as well. All right, let's go inside.
Check two. Check one, check two, check.
My grandmother's Dutch oven.
We'll be starting here at 5 o'clock on this ring.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't got yourself a big number yet, please do so. Thank you very much.
So you're going to get this stuff out
Yeah, I don't know how that goes. Hell popped on it.
All right, so I managed to get quite a bit from the auction, more than I thought I was going to get, especially with the glassware. The problem with that auction was there was a family, the family that was auctioning the stuff was there, and there was at least 5 of them, and they were all bidding things up quite a bit. So I don't like when that happens because things are they just go way too high. It doesn't happen often, but they were buying a lot of the stuff back because they didn't want it to go for very low, and they were willing to pay up for it. But I did get a lot of great glassware, and I'm gonna go right to it. So I was able to snag these playing card glasses up. They are Federal glass, and I don't believe they're marked. They're not marked, but I was able to find this pattern on replacements.com, and they're just really nice. Actually, I need my paper. This is really not great. Just a momento. All right. All right, so Federal Glass. What else do I have to say? Oh, they're called Grand Slam, and they were produced in 1971. So that's really cool. And then I did find another one of these little angels. I got her for $1. It's December Angel. Does not have the foil sticker, so I don't know for sure what this particular maker is. I believe that it might be, I wrote down, I believe it might be Enesco because of the face. The face looks very similar to Enesco figurines, but the only thing is it does not have the halo, and the dog sees a squirrel. Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh. All right. And then we have this really nice piece of uranium glass, Vaseline glass. It is a nice shape, but it does have a nick there. In fact, it's all around the edge. There's some nicks. And this piece is in really nice shape, though. I cannot find the maker on this. It's not marked at all. It has a really cool top to it, and the side is ribbed. So I'm gonna price it for about $15. I paid $4 for it, though. I was able to get these really cool glasses, and I had some free time, so I was trying to figure out who the maker was. They are not marked, and I usually, for some all last year, I was finding stuff like this, for instance, and I would never really put who the maker was, because it's not too interesting or needed, really. But I'm just kind of curious now, and so I tried and tried, and what I was able to figure out was that this picture has some signs with this here, the detailing there, the shape of the spout, and this banding right here, that it is probably Federal glass. And so based on the picture style and the fact that Federal was doing a lot of things like this with this, I want to say ombre, where it fades. I think ombre is a foreign word that just means fades or something, but it's used in describing this. But it fades from orange to yellow or pale yellow. And so, yeah, I paid $1 for this stuff. $1. And I expect to sell the pitcher by itself for about $15, and then the set of 5 glasses for $20. And I don't think it has a name, but I'm going to call it Sunrise Poppy. I'll disclose that that's just my name. And I have fun naming some things sometimes. And the dog is ready to come back in. All right, so then next up, I'll just go to these boxes right here. These are made by the, where'd they go? Bartlett Collins Company, and they are Christmas glasses, little short ones, Scotch glasses. And they have a good heavy feel to them, and they look to be from the 60s. This box is full, completely full of them. And then I have one more box full of them. But it's really cool, and I paid $1 for the pair. That is great. So I'll put these up until Christmas comes back around, which it should be coming up in, I don't know, 8 months or so. What else do I have to show? Okay, these glasses are these dishes right here. I seen these earlier, and I thought that they were going to go for some decent money. They, when I originally was looking at them, the plates were on the very bottom, and I was just looking at the bottoms of these bowls to find a date or a maker stamp, and there are no stamps on any of these pieces except for these plates. So I looked this company up, Mission Bell Dinnerware, and I found basically nothing online. But if you look, you can see little speckles on here. This is China, it's not Melmac, or plastic or anything. It's China. And it actually also came, so it was those pieces and this bowl right here all came together. And I'm just gonna use this bowl because it's really pretty, and I love the little specks in there. It's in really great shape too. That dog, I swear. So I'll put my little bananas in there and let them sit. But as far as this stuff goes, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it yet because I don't know how popular it is. I have 2 bowls, I believe 6 saucers or 5 saucers, and then 6 little dessert plates in all different pastel colors. And they're in pretty nice shape with no scratches or anything. So that was really exciting. I also found this ET talking figure, and so you pull the little cord in there, and he says those 3 phrases. But so I paid $3 for this. I was surprised to get it for that cheap because usually there's people. Oh my gosh! Usually there's people there that like to buy all of the stuff like this, all the toy 80s stuff and the games and Okay, I think I'm back. So I expect to sell that for about $25 because it has the box. Next up are these 2 iron compote. They're like little compote bowls. This one has Greek figures on it, Greek gods, I think. Now, I sold one of these about a year ago on Etsy. It was one of the first 50 items that I sold, or first 30 maybe even. And I paid $1 for this at an auction, and I was able to sell it for, I believe, $30. This is cast iron. The only difference that I found is that the one that I sold said EMIG on the bottom, EMIG, which I cannot remember if that was the company. I think it was. But this one just says Iron Art. So I don't know what that's about. But it looks very similar. It's very heavy. And then I also, these are some stupid little, I call them stupid. They're actual eggs that they drilled holes in, got the stuff out, and then painted them. I don't know, maybe they're neat, who knows. But this one came with it, and I have not seen this one. And the bottom of this says Iron Art, and then some other numbers. So I expect to sell each one for round about $30, so that's $60 for the pair, and I paid $8 for the pair. I also grabbed these. Now, when I seen those, I thought that they were from the 40s, but when I got home and I started researching them, I found out, well, for one thing, I didn't notice how small this was, but it says Italy, okay? And then this side says something else that will not focus. There we go. That word right there, that took me forever to figure out what it was. That says Covetro. It says Covetro. And that company is in Italy, and they're not that old. You know, they're probably from the 80s and up, if I had to guess. I bought them because the bottoms were cool, and they're kind of iridized in a way. And I liked the fluting on the side. But they're calling these Tulip Glasses whenever I found another pair online for $25 listed. And I paid, I don't remember. It was, I think I paid $5 for this, that, and that. These little trio here. Okay, so, you know, I'm a little let down for the fact that they're not from the 40s and like Art Deco, but I took a chance on them because I just really like them. They're really cool. So I grabbed them. Now, these, I was trying to research them earlier, and they're really, really neat looking, and they have chunky bottoms to them, and it says made in Sweden. They look to me like Depression era, but I asked someone who knows more about it, and he thought that the bottoms were too, you know, chunky for it. And then I went to look at the other one, and I showed him the green one, and I found that there's still a label on the red one. So I searched that company, and it turns out these are not that old. They are, They're from, what are they called? Well, they're from the 70s, and there's varying information on them. Some people are calling them Aseda, A-S-E-D-A, by the Aseda company, but the sticker on the side says Galore. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might either put them online or just not worry about it, but I could list them for about $10 for the pair if I decided to. Let's see. Right here, a little corkscrew bottle opener. This was included in the same group as this. I initially bought that group. It's a junky kind of a group. So those two right there. But there was also a little figurine in the group that I have in my window. Let me show you real quick. Right here, I have them sitting right here, but the flower, the middle flower, I didn't know that it was not there. So I kind of have it hidden right here. But I bought it for $1 primarily because of this, and I thought that I could sell it for about $10, but I can't. So I'm gonna rely upon making my money back on this bottle opener probably, and this. So I'll probably put this right here in the booth. It says Japan on the bottom, right there. And they look to be from the 70s. So there's, as you can tell, there's a little indent there. So it's a snack set with a creamer and a sugar. And the plates kind of are coved out so you can, I guess, hold them easier. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna sell either for, probably about $10 for the set and $8 to $10 for this. These here are Federal. I forgot the name already. They are called Park Avenue. And these are the juice glasses. They're the 3.5 inch, I think, glasses in the Park Avenue design. They're marked with the F Shield logo on the bottom. And I expect to sell the pair for $15. Also, I grabbed this really cool syrup dispenser, and from a little research online, I found that it is from the 40s, I believe. I'm not an expert in the 40s, and it's probably made by Federal, but the listing I found said something about Tool, T-O-O-L, so I'm not sure what that's about either, but I'll do a little bit more research before I list it, but I'll have to clean it up, and has a really cool star detail on the bottom and some Art Deco lines. The top is plastic handle with the glass body. I bought these plates here on an impulse. I was across the table and I couldn't really see that well, and I heard them say Mikasa, but I seen some other plates next to it, but these are the ones that they were talking about. These are not that old. These are from 1986. That was the only year they made them. And the name is Midnight Pearls. And I will get closer. So they've got that design in there. And they're all in really nice shape. This is a big bowl. Here's the bottom right there. Mikasa Lyric. And so in this grouping, there are 4 bowls and 4, I think, luncheon plates. And I paid $1 for the stack of them. I expect to sell the 4 bowls for $40 and the 4 salad plates for $30. And those will probably, well, I guess I'll put those on Etsy. Now, so I put things on Etsy and eBay, but it all depends on the age and the item type. Most vintage items, everything you see on this table will be going on Etsy. But if I was to get something that was really new, or, you know, something along those lines, those will go on eBay. Like those Billy Basses, I've been putting those on eBay, and I've sold a couple, but I'll go over that with my sales video in a few days. The next thing that I got were these pink depression glasses, and I did not realize it, but a lot of them are chipped up. This one is chipped up right there. This one here is chipped up right there. But these two in the front, look to be in decent shape. Now there's something going on right here, but there's not really a crack, and I don't feel a crack. So I'm gonna, just disclose that like there. I think it's just a little, I don't know what it is. But this one has something slightly there, and this one here is perfect. So what I'm gonna do is just put the pair together and maybe scrap those, because there's actual, cuts in here, and I think that people don't want to be drinking out of things that's gonna cut them. So I'll sell the pair like that, and they are probably Dunbar is the maker, I think, and I'm gonna charge $20 for the pair, maybe 15 because of this little doodad right there. So there's those. What else on this side? Okay, these right here are really cool. I paid a little bit more than I usually spend for glasses. I paid $8, but it does include this really nice glass caddy, and it's round, so it's very cool, and everything's there. So I'm gonna sell this whole set right here for about, what did I say, $40 at the least. It might be almost 50. There is a little work I think I'm gonna do. I see some dishwasher damage on the leaves, and you can tell on the inside how green those are, and on the outside how they're a little bit hazy. So I'll try to clean those up to get a higher amount. But it has this really cool glass stand, and yeah, happy to get those. I think the last thing on this table is these right here. There's these amber plates, and they have little nursery rhymes in them. This is Hey Diddle Diddle, and there's the cat and the fiddle doing their thing, and little, I think, bears around the outside of it. These are by Indiana Glass, and they are the tiara pattern. I think that's just the style of the plate, but not the design. And they're little nursery rhymes, so that's that one. And then this is Little Bo Peep, right there. Little Bo Peep. And then this is the three bears, right there. And lastly, this is this little piggy. So very neat, and they're about 5.5 inches across, so they're not huge. I expect to sell the set of 4 together for about $20. Now I think that is everything on the table. I do have another video from another auction, but it's going to be a lot less items. So look out for that one in a day, probably. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought. I expect to make between $300 and $400 from these items here on the table, and I spent a total of, darn it, it was $40 or less. I know that. So yeah, really cool. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.